Hi there everybody, thank you for coming back for another video of my Johto Solo Run series. We're going to get started with the wheel randomizer in a minute, but first we're just going to go over the rules. So rule 1, we let the wheel decide. Spin 3 times, whatever 3 Pokemon come up we choose one of them and do the full run with. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle for the entire run. Rule 3, I cannot heal using items in battle. I can heal outside of battle using items, that's fair game, but not inside battle. Rule 4, no held items. This means the likes of no charcoal, no pink bow, nothing that can boost my moves or heal anything within battle. Rule 5, I can use TMs and HMs. Rule 6, I can't use double team unless it is learned via level up. Okay, now the rules are done, let's get on with the run. Okay, welcome back to the wheel, let's see what we get this time. First up is Sunflora, second stage evolution. Haven't done many second stage evolutions yet, so that could be a very strong possibility. Pure grass type as well. Next up is Chinchou. I really love the Chinchou Lantern line, but you know what? I've done a lot of first stage evolutions. Third up is Ho. Nah, you know what? I really want to do legendaries, but not yet. Let's go with Sunflora. Now we've chosen Sunflora, let's get on with the run. So, let's talk about Sunflora's stats just while we're choosing our name and such. It has a base stat total of 425, which is quite decent. Not the best, but it's got 75 HP, 75 attack, 55 defense, 105 special attack, which we're definitely going to make use of, and 85 special defense. And then, say it with me, yet another Johto Pokemon that has got awful speed at 30. I don't know what Game Freak were thinking of when they made the Gen 2 Pokemon, but for God's sake, why are they all so slow? They're all so slow. Magcargo was awful. Wooper, 15 speed. Sunflora, second stage evolution, it's got 30 speed. So yeah, speed is definitely an issue in Gen 2. But let's have a look at the first battle. We start off with Absorb, Pound and Growth. You know what? Just for the fact we have growth there, fantastic. Like, I reckon we could probably get through some of these gym layers without even having to deviate from directly going to them. And we beat the rival first time. We did level up a little bit on the road, and we can go through and we can name our rival. So this time we're actually going with a different subscriber. So this guy joined the channel a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now. And I don't know if I've done a video with him yet, but this is a guy called Liam Stubbs. Thank you for subscribing, really appreciate it, mate. And we'll use you as the rival this time for Sunflora. So going up against Falconer, we do have a type disadvantage, but at level 11 we learn Razor Leaf, which is a great move considering our special attack. I didn't want to use it yet because his Pokemon do resist it, so the Pidgey goes down quite easily with a few pounds. Pidgeotto on the other hand, level 12, we're actually quite over level for this part of the game, I would say. But Pound is still going to be a very good move. Not as good as Gust though. So, yeah, maybe Razor Leaf should be the strategy we use here, but let's try that again and see how we do. I think it's definitely possible at level 12, even with type disadvantage. So we're going to use Growth, set up one of them, and then Razor Leaf should do a lot more damage. Set up 2 of them, why not? Set up 3. Set up all of them, let's go for it. You can tell I'm pretty hyped today. It's early in the morning. I've already had a few coffees, so I'm probably a bit more hyper than what I usually would sound on these videos. One of the good things about Growth is it actually makes Absorb a better move. Even though Absorb's only got 20 base power, we can get back a bit of HP, go up to level 12, and Pidgeotto comes out. So, considering we've set up quite a lot of Growths, Absorb is going to do quite a lot of damage on this Pokemon, and even if he's using Gust, it's not taking us out anywhere near as quick as it did before. So this is definitely the better strategy to use. And we can get through Falconer with relative ease. So, next up is going to be Bugsy. And to be honest, even with the type disadvantage, Bug is super effective against grass. I still think we're actually going to do quite well because it gives us this Metapod here to actually set up on. So we're going to set up our Growths. And then we're going to use Absorb to get our HP back. So we don't have to worry about these first Pokemon. It's a Cypher that we need to worry about with its Fury Core. We're level 18 at this point. And level 19 we get Sunny Day. Which It's a great move, but right now, I'm not going to teach it. We can learn it as a TM later on. Because right now, we don't need it. We don't have Solar Beam to level 46. So right now, the moveset we've got is the optimum one that we actually need. And thankfully, we don't get poisoned by the Kakuna. He brings out a Cypher. And I'm going to go for the Absorb strats again. It's not doing that much, so... Oh, actually, yeah. I messed up there. I really should have been going for Razor Leaf. Okay, let's try that again. So it's definitely doable at this level. Definitely doable. We need to get those growths set up. We need to recover our HP. And then from there, I think we go with Razor Leaf for the Cypher. That's probably going to be the optimum move to be using. Okay, so we're not going to learn Sunny Day this time. We're going to go with Kakuna. And hopefully we don't get poisoned. If we get poisoned, that's not going to help us. Thankfully, I don't think we do here. Yes, we do. We've got a lot more HP going into the Cypher. So we're going to go for Razor Leaf. If we get the crit, perfect. Perfect amount. So, yeah, actually, better strategy. Better strategy using Razor Leaf here. And we're level 20 going into the rival here. So, what's Liam going to do here against us? The Ghastly does resist all of our moves. And with Lick, it's going to be a very annoying move. It does paralyze us first time. That puts us at a massive disadvantage. But if I can set up enough growths, I reckon even against the Quilava, we should do big damage. Thankfully, he's only got Lick as a damaging move at this point. I'm quite confused why he never used Hypnosis, but after I've set up all of my growths, we're going to go for Absorb and get our HP back. We need it for that Quilava because it's got Flame Wheel. So, with 57 HP, he sends out his Zubat. I reckon Razor Leaf's probably going to do really big damage against it. Or with all those growths set up, definitely it should be. Critical hit, it's gone down. And now is the Quilava. So, if we can... Oh, Ember is going to do big damage. Actually, no, it's not. So, the reason why it didn't do much damage there. In Gen 2, yes, we have that special split. And in Gen 1, Growth would actually be massively overpowered compared to Gen 2. Because we've got that special split, only the special attack gets raised, not the special defense. So, if we really wanted to raise our defense, we'd have to have Amnesia, but I don't think that is a move that we can learn. No, we can't. So we have to go with Growth, we have to go with Absorb to get our HP back. And I don't think Whitney's going to be much of a problem either. Absorb is doing big damage. We can get back our HP. We get Stun Spored. Of all things, we get Stun Spored. Then Barrage comes out. Yeah, that... Metronome is... It's a very interesting move. And when it comes to a Togepi run, I think I probably will try using Metronome as well, but more than likely, when it comes to a Togepi run, I'm probably going to be using Rollout. And now we've set up all those growths, Razor Leaf takes out the Miltank in one. First time victory. And I get to the Sudowoodo and realise I haven't picked up the Squirt Bottle, so I lose a bit of time here because I forgot about that. We go against Sudowoodo, and we're super effective against it. Sudowoodo is actually an interesting Pokemon because at first glance you always think, oh, it's a tree, it's going to be a grass Pokemon. This threw me off so many times when I first ever started playing Gold and Silver. I think it threw everybody off because they always expected, oh, it's a tree, it's going to be a grass Pokemon, then they use a fire move and it doesn't do much damage. It's only until you catch it you realise it's a rock Pokemon. And if you're wondering why it's a rock Pokemon, it's actually based off ash trees. So, yeah, it's something to do around that. Moving into Morty, we encounter our very first problem. So, we have been paralysed, we've been cursed. If Razor Leaf can't one-shot all these Pokemon with those growths set up, we can't outspeed. Yeah, we're going to not do very well here. So we need a different strategy. So, annoyingly, the Ghastly always goes for Curse. In every attempt I did here, he always went for Curse first. But, again, you're going to have to tell me in the comments if you feel like this is against the rules. I switched in one of my Pokemon to take the Curse off. And technically, I'm I'm only using it in battle to take a hit, to switch in, which you do in competitive Pokemon a lot, but yeah, this is still going to be a hard battle even with that. So what did I have to do to be able to beat Morty? Well, struggling was a lot. Struggling, not using the actual move struggle, but just struggling to beat him himself. We had to level up to level 33, and at level 31, we get Petal Dance. It's a double-edged sword in a way, so Petal Dance does big damage, but after 2 attacks, you then confuse yourself. So what we actually want to do, we want to get the growths up. Annoyingly, we've been cursed here, so we're going to use Absorb, get back some health. And from there, Petal Dance should do some big damage, but I don't want to use it yet. I want to use it for the last 2 Pokemon taken mine 1. We're going to use Absorb to get back a lot of HP that Curse takes off. Nightshade is going to do a lot of damage. It's annoying that we get paralysed consistently in every attempt that we did on this. But at 36 HP, Petal Dance should now do 1-shot damage. And we've only got 2 Pokemon to attack, so we shouldn't confuse ourselves. If we can take out the Gengar in one, we can take out the Haunter in one. That was my idea. Even if he uses Nightshade here, Petal Dance, we were just hoping that we didn't get paralysed. And there we go, that's how we beat Morty. And this is why I've kept growth for so long. Just by increasing our special attack, yeah, it makes this a lot more doable. And I'll tell you what, Sunflora is actually making very good time. Instead of going over to Cyanwood and to Jasmine as well, I decided I'm going to go do the Rocket Quest next. Because I want a few more levels and we don't have a great matchup against the fighting Pokemon or the steel Pokemon. So we need some levels to be able to make this a bit more consistent. And I also realised I'm probably going to have to start thinking about Lance's Gyarados at some point, because as you can see here, we get down to 5 HP from the red Gyarados. And it was very lucky that we managed to get another Petal Dance off, otherwise we would have lost that. So it's weird, like early game Sunflora was really good. Mid game it's kind of trailing off a little bit. We're moving into the late game soon, so it's going to be interesting how this goes. You're probably wondering why have I kept Pound for this long when Return is still a move that I can go and pick up. Again, I forgot about picking up Return at this point, so I had to go back and get it after these fights. And we lose against this Murkrow because we got poisoned. So we need to go back into this fight. We're actually 16 levels above their Pokemon, and yeah, Pound is only doing half damage. We've actually got a decent attack stat at 75. It's just Pound is not a good move in the late game. We don't get we actually get through the Pokemon this time a lot easier. It came down to us being poisoned that first time. And that means that now we get to the Murkrow, we're not confused, we're not poisoned. We can take it out with a bit more leisure. I mean, it's still doing big damage with Peck. If it got a crit there, we would have lost. But we managed to get through, and we can move on to the Electrodes and then finish this Rocket side quest. And that just leaves that we need to go to Cyanwood and we need to go to Olivine. But first off, we need to go to Price. The reason why I came this way was because Price's Pokemon are all weak to grass. So it made sense to go and get this gym badge while we're here. We've got Absorb to get our HP back. Icy Wind, not the worst thing to get hit by. We are weak to Ice, but it's still not going to be a problem at all. Aurora Beam will do good damage. We got the attack drop, which doesn't matter to us as well. We're going more for a special attack in Sunflora because it's our better stat. Piloswine is weak to grass, so there we go. We have now beaten Price. And we get the Glacier badge. So next up is going to be Chuck. And I don't think we're actually going to do too bad against him. His Poliwrath is weak to water, so yeah. The Primeape's probably going to be more of a problem. We don't have a super effective move against him, but thankfully he goes for Rage. So it's going to be a one-shot on the Primeape. We are 15 levels above. Now Poliwrath comes out. It goes for Mind Reader, which is great. It means we get a free hit on using Petal Dance, and that's super effective. So there we go. Hindsight Chuck was actually a lot easier than I gave him credit for here. But the next gym leader is not going to be as easy. So next up we have Jasmine. And yes, you can see here we're at 3 hours and 6 minutes in. This is a decent time so far. To get to this point with 3 in-game hours, it's actually not bad. So we're going to start off against the Magnemites. We're pretty much always going to get paralyzed by them, so I just want to set up my special attack as high as possible, not get hit by too many sonic booms, and hopefully from there we can get our Petal Dance in, use Absorb, get some HP back, because more than likely she's going to send out the Steelix next. And we get Sonic Boom so much. Oh man, are we going to lose this Magnemite? Yeah, we are. We lost to the Magnemite. Yeah. So, we've got to hope we don't get paralyzed. There is a chance that Thunder Wave doesn't hit, so... Doesn't hit there. We do get hit on the second one though. The Paralysis Confusion combo is what makes this so difficult. Supersonic doesn't have the greatest accuracy, but for some reason it always hits me every time with these Magnemite. Steelix comes out next as I predicted. We didn't see that last time. And hopefully Petal Dance is enough to take it out in one. It is. It's not super effective because of the steel typing, but it is really powerful. And that just leaves the Magnemite. We are confused now, so we've just got to get one hit in. Come on, just give me one hit. And there we go. That's how we beat Jasmine. I probably did make that a bit harder on myself than it should have been, but win's a win. When you've got them, you got to take them and move on. So next up, we've got to finish the Rocket side quest. Honestly, I hate how long it actually is in Gen 2. It adds pretty much like an hour onto your game time, which is very annoying. But we've got to do it, and we've got one more chance to go against Liam. And we've picked up Return now, which is what I should have done a lot earlier. We've taught Sunny Day, because we know we're going to get Solar Beam soon. And considering with Solar Beam you don't have that confusion after a few turns, I thought it was going to be the better strategy to use. So, Quilava has done quite a lot of damage to us. We don't have a healing move right now. The next healing move that we actually get, we could get Rest, or we're going to have to go for Giga Drain and Kanto. So we're going to be going through the Elite Four without a healing move, which is kind of scary. But with our special defense being quite high, Haunt is not going to be a problem. Sneasel will be a bit of a problem if it's going to hit first. Thankfully, it doesn't do much because its attack, it doesn't have the greatest attacks. Like, I think Sneasel will actually be a very interesting run. I reckon Sneasel will be a very fast run, to be honest. You know what? If it comes up on the wheel next, we'll do a Sneasel run. So, you've heard it here. If it comes up, we'll do a Sneasel run. So, going into Claire. The reason I wanted Sunny Day was definitely for this fight. Solar Beam will do a lot more damage while we've got Sunny Day up. And, yeah, we can take them out in 1 once Sunny Day and a few growths set up. Not the worst thing. The most annoying thing is we have been paralysed. And the next Dragonair knows Ice Beam. So there was a chance we could have got frozen there. We're on alright HP here. I don't know if we'll be able to tank a Hyper Beam from... Ah, there we go. Sunny Day's gone. Return doesn't take him out in 1 as well. I don't think we're going to be able to take out the Kingdra with this amount of HP. We're going to need to have quite good luck to make sure, yeah, we're not going to take it out. Okay, let's try that again. So, what are we going to do differently this time? So, we're going to start off setting off the growths. We know we're probably going to get paralysed by this Dragonair at some point. But this time he only uses Slam. So he does take out a lot of HP, but we're not paralysed. So this is actually very good. We don't have that chance where we can't hit in a turn. Sunny Day's been set up. We missed that Thunder Wave. That was clutch. And next up is the next Dragonair. We've got Sunny Day still set up. Got a decent amount of HP for that Kingdra. Can we tank a Hyper Beam with this amount of HP? I'm not sure we can. Right. It misses its Hyper Beam. Oh, that's clutch. That's so clutch. Oh. So Sunflora beats Claire level 52. That's pretty good. It is pretty good. And now we've beaten all the gym leaders. We've got a victory road. We've got Liam to beat for the last time in this video. Considering how many levels we're up against him, I think this will be quite easy. Sneasel doesn't do much damage against us. It doesn't even have an ice type move. Well, it does have his Fury Cutter though. So I tried to set up as much as I could before Fury Hitter did too much damage. Return's going to take it out in one. It's a very powerful move. And moving into the Golbat next. So yeah, Return's going to be the better move to use here. But we do get confused and hit ourselves in confusion. That's not good. We're not on very much HP now to go against Typhlosion. We hit ourselves confusion again. We're not even going to see the Typhlosion in this attempt. So we reset. We need better luck this time. So I need to make sure that Sneasel doesn't use too many Fury Cutters. We can't lose too much HP. So we're just going to go straight for Return. Does it even one-shot? It does. Interesting. As you saw there when we leveled up, our speed is still only at 61. We're level 55 and our speed is 61, so we are never going to outspeed anything here. But Return takes out the Golbat. We're not going to use Sunny Day because we don't... Oh, we get burnt. This is going to be a reset. Jesus. Wow, you know what? Liam's actually giving us a big hard time here. So we had to go up to level 60 to have a chance of doing this fight, which made me sick to my stomach. I didn't want to be level 60 before I even get to Elite 4. Return's going to take out most of the early Pokemon. We need to make sure we don't get burnt by this Typhlosion. So Flame Wheel hits, it does quite a lot of damage, we're not confused, and Return nearly takes it out in one. So we're at half HP now going into the rest of his Pokemon. And now we actually could set up Sunny Day. We do get paralysed by the Magneton, which isn't great. It uses Sonic Boom. We are paralysed, we get hit again. Oh, we're going to lose. We've got 2 more Pokemon to go. Haunt is up first. It uses Curse. Okay, so if we can one-shot the Kadabra, we do not lose this. We aren't going to outspeed, so please do not take us out. It used Future Sight. We win. We win. You know what? I wish the AI could look at itself afterwards and be like, oh yeah, that was not the right strategy to use. And we can move on to the Elite Four. So we are a pure grass type going in against a psychic type trainer here. We don't have a super effective move. We have setup moves, and I think we're going to have to rely heavily on Solar Beam for this. I'm going to see how much Return does first though, but we're not going to get a chance of that because we're confused. Psychic hits, it doesn't do much damage. We don't resist it. We also don't. We've got pretty good special defense. But it takes us to 61 HP before we can actually even hit that Xatu. Next up is Jinx. It's got Ice Punch, so it's going to be... Yeah, we're not doing well, and we get frozen. That's just my luck completely. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Maybe we'll get better luck this time. So we're going to go for Return. It did big damage on the Xatu. And this time it's a range, so it takes that in one. We haven't been confused. We haven't lost any stats. And this time Jinx goes for Lovely Kiss, which means we can one-shot it. This is looking a lot better now. You can see me pausing there thinking that was lucky. Next up is Executor. Now, I don't want to use Sunny Day on it. Return is the better move to be using. It's just going to use Psychic on us. And we can take it out in 2. So 3 Pokemon down, just over half HP. And we've got 2 Pokemon left. So, Return is going to... Will it one-shot? It does one-shot. It was a range. Interesting. So next up is Slowbro. We are going to go for Solar Beam. It's super effective. But he did set up Amnesia. Even with the Amnesia, it still took him out in 1 though. So there we go. That's Will beaten second try. Not bad in hindsight. Koga is going to be a different story though. And the biggest threat that I'm worried about here is actually not going to be like the Muck or the Venomoth. It's going to be that Fortress. We don't have a super effective move against it. Return is going to be the move we're going to have to use against it, even though it is not very powerful. Venomoth comes out. Thankfully we didn't get hit by Toxic there. So that's 2 Pokemon down and we're in full HP. Muck comes out next. It's not going to be a one-shot with Return. And then he uses Acid Armor. So it might be a free shot, but this time we take it out. Crobat comes out next. And Return misses from the double team. Hits the second time though. And it's still going to be a 2-shot. And he uses Full Toss. It's going to be a free shot. That Fortress is going to be very annoying. We don't have a super effective move. And if it uses Explosion, which it does have, we might not win this battle. So I'm going to set up Sunny Day. I'm going to set up Solar Beam. It's going to do about half damage. Solar Beam is definitely the better move to use here. It doesn't have as good special defense. And we actually managed to beat Koga first time, but that... probably didn't look it there, but that felt a lot more difficult than it needed to be. Next up we got Bruno. If we can set up our Sunny Days, I think we won't have a problem here. Fighting type's not very good against grass. So we can use Return, or we can set up Sunny Day. And I'm going to go for Sunny Day strats first. Let's see how much Solar Beam does. So it can take out the Hitmontop in one hit. Our special attack is really good. Hitmonchan comes out next. It's going to use Fire Punch. If we'd been burnt there, we would have had a problem. But Solar Beam is starting to just decimate his team. You know what, for level 62 this is a decent amount of HP as well. High Jump Kick does hit there, and if... Next up would be the Machamp, so if we get hit by Cross Chop again, that might be the run ender here. We outspeed the Machamp, which is very surprising, and we get a critical, so... You know what? Onyx is only last. Sunlight does fade, but it's fine, we've got Solar Beam. Easy. In hindsight, turned out a lot easier than I thought. So that's Will with 2 attempts, Koga and Bruno with 1 attempt. How are we going to do against Karen here? The last few times I've done runs, she's been quite annoying. The Umbreon is bulky in both special defense and normal defense, so we're setting up the Sunny Day so we can use our Solar Beams. And then he uses Mean Look. We're going to use Return because we outspeed, strangely enough. And then Vileplume comes out. So Solar Beam is not going to do very much damage against it. We're going to have to go for Return. He tries to go for Stun Spore, but 2 returns takes it out. Next up is Houndoom. This is the one I was worried about. We are not doing... We've got Sunny Days still up. If we can take it out in 1, we can't take it out in 1. And she uses Max Potion. I don't think we've done this against the Houndoom. Nah, that Houndoom is very strong. That is very annoying. Okay, so we leveled up a bit. We went outside, we leveled up a little bit more. Level 66 now going into Karen. We can quite easily take out that Umbreon now. Vileplume, I'm not even going to set up Sunny Day this attempt, because it's going to power up that Houndoom. Annoyingly, we do get paralyzed there, but we're quite a slow Pokemon anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world now. So you see me pausing here. I'm thinking, do I go for Growth or do I just go straight for Return? So Flamethrower is not doing over half damage now, and we can take it out in 1 at level 66. That just leaves the Gengar, which we have to use Solar Beam against. And thankfully he only goes for Lick. So he goes for Curse, which is not good. Hopefully the sun will keep up for the last Pokemon. Murkrow comes out. You know what? Murkrow is quite a defensively weak Pokemon, so Return probably would have taken out as well. But second try victory against Karen, not too bad. We're actually doing okay against the Elite Four. I mean, we are level 66, which is kind of high leveled, I would say. But in terms of the runs I've done so far, I think that's actually kind of average, really. Bar Tyrogue, who had to be level 90 of all levels to be able to beat the Elite Four. So, when the Gyarados comes out, it's going to go for Hyper Beam or it's going to go for Rain Dance. That's why we set up the Sunny Day starting off with, because Solar Beam is going to be our key move to get through this. Next up is going to be the Dragonite, and yeah, I'm going to try with Solar Beam, see how much it does. It doesn't do much at all, so we're going to have to go with Return for these. Blizzard does big damage. This is the Blizzard Dragonite starting off, and yeah, we're not going to be able to do it this turn. We're paralysed, we're slow. Yeah, this is not looking good. So what am I going to have to do differently to beat Lance? Well, first up, I went out and I leveled up and I picked up a few more moves. So we decided to change the moveset. So we've got rid of Sunny Day now, which probably might be a problem, but we still have Solar Beam. It's still a good move. We're just going to go with Return. We've got Sleep Talk and Rest to recover our HP. Aerodactyl comes out next. And we're going to have to go for Solar Beam against it. It does have Wing Attack, which is super effective, and Aerodactyl is quite a strong Pokemon. Well, I'd say it's super effective, it's neutral damage, but it's a powerful move, especially with our special attack. Next out comes Charizard, and this is where the battle becomes really annoying. So, Flamethrower is going to do big damage against us. It's a fire move, so of course we're weak to fire, being a grass flower Pokemon. And he keeps getting critical hits and doing quite a lot of damage, so thankfully Return does take him out on this attempt. We are asleep, but we do have Sleep Talk as well, so we can use... we managed to tank that. So Return does big damage on the Dragonite, but we really need to rest. Come on, rest up. Thankfully he goes for full restore. And the battle restarts anew, really, pretty much. And the best move he could have gone for there as well, he went for Outrage. So that means he's going to have to use the next couple of turns and then make himself confused. Gives us a chance to rest up again. We're at full HP going out with this Dragonite. Hits himself Confusion. And Sleep Talk uses Return. So we're going into that final Pokemon with full HP. And this Dragonite isn't the Blizzard Dragonite. It's got Thunder, which isn't going to do very much damage. So to be fair, we can actually take out this Dragonite in our own time. He's only going to use Thunder. I think it might be the most powerful move that the AI is telling him to use, apart from Hyper Beam. But there we go, at level 75, we beat Lance. And I'll be honest, this took me quite a lot of tries because I had to keep going back and leveling up. You can see me pausing here thinking, finally the Elite Four's over. So up until Lance, Sunflora was actually pretty damn good. And yeah, like, level 75 is not the greatest level to have finished it on. But considering our typing, Pure Grass defensively is alright, but in terms of offensive, there's not too many Pokemon on this Elite Four that are weak to Grass. You've got the Onix, you've got... that's probably about it, really. The Slowbro. And it took us... we started off at level 57 going into the Elite Four. We had to end it on level 75. So because of that, our time is going to be a lot higher. So at 5 hours 23 minutes, that's when we beat the Elite Four. Still quicker than Larvitar, but yeah, quite annoying at the same time. And it just means that we actually have a bit of a head start on Kanto then, because we're not as high, we're quite high level, so it means that we can kind of breeze through the gyms. But I want to see how we do against Blue. Blue's the next big threat, so let's go against Blue. Doing these videos, if I went through every single gym leader in Kanto, I feel like you'd just get bored, really, because they're always easy battles apart from Blue and apart from Red. But moving through Kanto, we actually pick up probably the most key move that we actually need, and that is Giga Drain. And the reason why I want Giga Drain, powerful grass type move, we've got fantastic special attack, and it recovers our HP to a greater degree than Absorb or Mega Drain does. So, going against the Executos is the right time to use Rest, then we can use Sleep Talk, hopefully we can get a return in, and it goes for Rest again. Rest, Sleep Talk strats are actually pretty good, but at the same time, you are always to the whim of what moves you've also got. It also can fail, but once we've awoken, we can use Return. Egg Bomb's not doing too much, but it is chipping away at us. And next up is probably going to be the Arcanine. So this is one I'm worried about because it does have powerful Flamethrower, and we won't be able to survive 2 hits of that. So Return needs to, it doesn't take it out. Can we survive this? On 5 HP, we managed to survive and use Rest. So we need a Sleep Talk Return here to be able to beat this Pokemon. Does nearly 90 damage there. Return hits on Sleep Talk and we can move through. That was the one I was most worried about. Alakazam is defensively quite weak, so if we get a Return here, it should take it out. Well, since it set up Reflect, that's the reason why we couldn't take it out there. Our special attack is ridiculous, so even then it takes out this like very specially bulky Alakazam. Gyarados is out next, uses Hyper Beam, we can tank that quite comfortably, and it has to recharge so we can take it out. And there we go, level 80, 81, we move on to the Rhydon, and we've got Giga Drain. Easy final Pokemon. Rhydon is terribly bad in special. And there we go, that's blue defeated. So, now we've beaten blue, how are we going to do against red? Yeah, red is... it's annoying. Thankfully, we're not really going to be worrying too much about using Return. I mean, we do get hit by Charm there, which isn't the greatest thing. And it's just the first couple of Pokemon where Return is going to be the main move we use. Solar Beam's going to hit. And he has got Sunny Day set up. So we could use Giga Drain, but I reckon the next Pokemon coming out is going to be the Charizard after this Venusaur. One of the things that Red does, he always sends in his Venusaur before his Charizard because he wants to set up Sunny Day. So we also need to kind of time it so that the sun fades and we don't go into the Charizard where... that's annoying, he uses Synthesis. This actually became a bit of a back and forth battle. And yeah, we go into the Charizard with Sunny Day set up, which means that he's going to one-shot us with Flamethrower. We need to make sure we go into that Charizard with Sunny Day not set up. Otherwise we're not going to have a great time. So, we need to make sure we don't get hit by Charm. And even at level 95, Sunflora is not quick enough to outspeed that Pikachu. Giga Drain gets back any HP lost from Thunder. We can move into the Venusaur without losing any HP, without losing any attack. And this is where I'm actually trying to stall out. Because I don't want Sunny Day set up. I need to time this right to be able to get past the Venusaur without Sunny Day being set up. So, it's going to be a case of using Rest and Sleep Talk at the right times. And yeah, Sunny Day is now not going to be set up after this turn. So Charizard comes out, Sunlight fades. We can use Rest to then get our HP back, and Flamethrower is still doing big damage, but nowhere near as much as when Sunny Day was up. So we can tank a few, and we can start using Sleep Talk to chip away at him with using Return. And this is where the back and forth starts as well, because Return doesn't take him out in one. So when we get on low HP, Sleep Talk thankfully always goes for Rest. And that means we can then use another Sleep Talk, and hopefully get the Return to take him out. And this time we use Rest instead, because the AI probably thought, you know, we're probably going to lose on the next hit, so better to use Sleep Talk Rest here. So this time we go for Sleep Talk Return. It's completely random which move it does use, by the way. And next out comes the Espeon. It doesn't have a super effective move against us, so we are going to go for Rest. Psychic does do decent damage, but it's not going to be anywhere enough for us to worry about. And we're going to go for Rest, Sleep Talk, Giga Drain here. We can get our HP back there, which is another reason why I chose Giga Drain over Solar Beam here. Because even if we use Sleep Talk, we have a move which can recover our HP, and we don't have to rely just on Rest to recover HP. Next up is the Snorlax, and I'm going to go for Giga Drain to start off with. We've got better special attack, and it does about a third HP. So now Reflect's faded, we can go for Return, and it's just about a little bit more powerful. Thankfully he doesn't go for Rest as well himself, so we can get through quite comfortably to the Blastoise. And as you guessed, Giga Drain is going to do big damage on the Blastoise. It's a one-shot, and we've beaten Red. To get to level 95 to be able to beat him though, yeah, that was a bit unexpected really. So it makes me actually worried for when Sunkern comes up on the wheel later on, because it's the first stage of that evolution. It took us to level 95 just to get to beating Red, so I don't know what we're going to have to do with Sunkern when it comes up. But yeah, let's see what time we finish the video on. So Sunkern finished the run at level 95. We did this move set. We had Sleep Talk, we had Return, Rest, and Giga Drain. Rest, Sleep Talk seems to be quite a common one I'm using to get past Red, and we did it in 6 hours and 44 in-game minutes. That's about 3.5 hours worth of real time because I do this at double speed. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.